The Smurfs are back! Paramount Animation has unveiled the first trailer for their upcoming Smurfs movie, and let's just say, it's something. Let's break it down and see if this new take on the tiny blue characters is worth getting excited about, or if we're in for another Smurf-sized disaster. This is the first Smurfs movie from Paramount Animation, following Sony Pictures Animation's 3 previous attempts. Sony lost the rights, and Viacom picked them up, promising a fresh, unique take on the franchise. However, after watching this trailer, I'm struggling to see what's truly new here. Initially, the project was supposed to be produced by Nickelodeon, but they stepped away, leaving Paramount Animation to move forward alone. There were bold claims that this movie would be unlike anything we've seen before, more faithful to the classic Peyo comics, with a visually distinct style. But in reality, it looks eerily similar to what we've already had, particularly Smurfs, The Lost Village, and the recent TV series. A lot was promised about the film's animation style, with talk of it being heavily inspired by comics. However, what we actually get is another attempt at the hybrid animation style that Hollywood has been obsessed with since Spider-Verse took off. Unfortunately, in this case, it doesn't quite hit the mark. The animation feels unfinished. The characters don't look fully rendered, and instead of feeling like an innovative blend of styles, it comes across as cheap and unpolished. The attempt to incorporate comic book style elements like speech bubbles and thought clouds is there, but it's not executed in a way that feels natural or game-changing. Many fans were hoping for a traditional 2D hand-drawn approach, which, let's be honest, was never likely. But it would have been a bold and exciting move. Instead, we're stuck in this in-between space where nothing feels particularly special. One of the biggest disappointments is that this is yet another hybrid live-action CGI film, much like Sony's first 2 Smurfs movies. For a while, it seemed like we were getting a fully animated Smurfs movie, but no. We're right back to Smurfs being transported to the real world. Granted, the trailer doesn't showcase much live-action footage, so maybe it's a minor portion of the film, but the fact that it's in there at all raises concerns. We've seen this formula before, and it didn't work then. Why would it work now? Smurfs belong in their magical, self-contained world, not awkwardly interacting with live-action settings that ultimately dilute their charm. And here's where things get really questionable. They've decided to modernize the Smurfs in the most generic way possible. The trailer features a TikTok influencer Smurf. Yes, you read that right. A dancing, social media obsessed Smurf. Because that's exactly what the franchise needed, right? It feels like the studio looked at the success of Trolls and thought, let's just do that with the Smurfs, rather than focusing on what makes the Smurfs special. The original Peyo comics were clever, timeless, and full of heart. This, on the other hand, feels like another attempt to appeal to the lowest common denominator, prioritizing flashy gimmicks over substance. Look, I'm not the biggest Smurfs fan in the world, but I do appreciate the charm and history of the franchise, and I'd love nothing more than to see a Smurfs movie that truly captures the magic of those original comics. But based on this trailer, it's hard to be optimistic. I'll keep my fingers crossed that future trailers prove me wrong, but right now this just looks like another soulless, by-the-numbers Hollywood cash grab. Hopefully, there's more to this film than what we've seen so far. What do you think? Are you excited for the new Smurfs movie, or are you as skeptical as I am? Let's talk about it in the comments.